and just leave me. Breathe into me and make me real. Bring me to life.
Wake me up!
Wake me up inside.
I can't wake up!
Wake me up inside.
Save me!
Call my name and save me from the dark.
Wake me up!
Bid my blood to run.
I can't wake up!
Before I come undone.
Save me!
Save me from the nothing I've
Well, that sends you reeling from decimated dreams. Your misery and hate will kill us all. So paint it black and take it back and let's shout it loud and clear. Defiant to the end, we hear the call. To carry on, we'll carry on. And warriors, shutting up, believe me, your memory will carry on. We'll carry on. And though we ever broken and defeated, you're weary with our marches. On and on we carry through the fears. Disappointed faces of your peers.
frozen inside without your touch, without your love, darling. Only you are the life among the dead.
All this time, I can't believe I couldn't see. Kept in the dark, but you were there in front of me.
I've been sleeping 1,000 years, it seems. Got to open my eyes to everything.
Without song, without a voice, without soul. Told them it's time. But you will remember me.
Just want to say, is all you can say. Will go down in history. First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fed up and tired of the way that things have been. Just a young gun with a quick fuse. I was uptight, wanna let loose. Second things second, don't you tell me what you think I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Take a number, I was lightning before the thunder. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord. Break me down and build me up, I wanna be the slip, slip. Word upon your lip, lip. Better let you rip, rip. Break me down and build me up, whatever it takes. You made me up, believer. Believer, whatever it takes. You break me down, you build me up, believer. Believer, whatever it takes. Feel the thunder, 'cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. Whatever it takes. You made me up, believer. Believer, whatever it takes. Things third, say a prayer for the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Kids were laughing in the classes while I was scheming for the masses. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord. Break me down and build me up, I wanna be the slip, slip. Word upon your lip, lip. Better let you rip, rip. Break me down and build me up, whatever it takes. You made me up, believer. Believer, whatever it takes. You break me down, you build me up, believer.
Hello, everybody. Oh Christ, we have an interesting show for you tonight. I'm very glad to see that we've got some people in the chat. We've got a couple of guests who might be showing up. I'm not sure how long they're going to take to arrive. just as a quick note, does everybody hear me fine in the chat? I can't really be yelling as late as it is, but welcome to the Citrus Quest. Welcome to me after dark, where I'm trying to be a little bit quiet. And I actually have a story lined up for you today that I think you guys might actually enjoy. Once we get some people in here, we should be ready to rock and or roll. Shit, I forgot to change the thingamajigger. You guys are gonna have to bear with me. All of my decent shit is gone, so I've got to like gank minties. So you're gonna see, yeah. Hello. Oh God, you see me. I look like shit, but I'm here. I'm there. I'm every little where. I gotta pop out the chat. Pop you guys out. Grab that. Minimize this shit. I gotta actually remember where the fuck it is. Add screen capture. That. Gank this up. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, Jesus. Are you feeling okay?
I'm still pretty sick.
Jesus Christ, you actually sound like real sick. That's worrisome, actually. Oh, it looks like so far we've got Rabbit and Opal in here. Fucking present my ass just to make sure that there we go. All right. So how is everybody doing today? How are you guys?
I am still sick.
Well, aside from still being sick, I know that sucks. Wish I had a way to help with that, but goddamn feeling.
Terrible. I stood up last night talking to two fathers.
Yeah, no, it's not my fault. Oh.
How is life for everybody?
Oh shit! I mean, my fucking thing. I can't do that. Forgot I can't do that. It's going okay. Like I said, I've actually got stories to talk about today. How fucking magical is that shit?
I don't know. Does magic exist in a world where you're sick forever?
Yes.
I mean, kinda.
I'm so sad. It's been 5 days. I should be cured already.
Yeah, magic cures. Magical curing.
I'm just gonna say it's probably something you made.
So, okay, here we go.
No, surprisingly, I didn't get sick from my own cooking. I haven't cooked in like 2 weeks.
Sorry, I had the difficulties.
Oh, not a worry at. I can't have file, so y'all are gonna have to bear with me a moment. You without blaring some sound over you bastards. Oh God, that is the worst quality ever. What am I doing in the background, people?
There are 4 people watching right now.
Yes, I appreciate what viewers I have. Okay, cool. I've got that up now. I just gotta add the screen capture. That? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Right. It's gonna help things. Just talk it out.
We've got their TV running in the background, damn it. I'm trying to be a professional here.
End up being a hero anyway.
Professional.
Fuck's sake. Hell. Okay, I'm having some mess, so I'm gonna have to try this again. God, fucking damn it. No, I swear to God, I will just do it the old-fashioned way. Screen share, application, Windows Media Player share. Okay. Oh, Windows Media Player and shit. Oh my fucking Christ.
There's a black screen of darkness.
Oh, nothing wants to function correctly. I turn off screen share. Oh my God.
It's okay. I hear a lot of men over their 30s have that problem.
Oh my god, Opal, you're not squeaky.
Where are we? Where are we here?
I lost my voice.
Oh, I know how you feel. I lost it yesterday.
What's the name of that?
I don't know. I almost prefer her more without her voice.
No,
Hey, Angela.
you all miss my voice.
So you should be able to see what I'm talking about now. Y'all see this?
No.
Somewhat.
Oh, God. That's everyone. Over here. All right.
Well,
Do you see what I'm talking about now? You can see a bunch of American flags right now.
Okay.
A flag?
I would like you guys to watch a brief series of things and tell me what exactly is terroristic about this situation. Let's sit there and watch. So here you see a bunch of U.S. flags, a bunch of people gathering around. There is a Confederate flag there, sort of. Sort of. Okay, the next one. Good God. Sorry, I had to record all of these in OBS because, of course, everybody fucking did it on Facebook instead of. Oh my God! Okay, so yeah, so here's all this. See anything horribly terroristic or racist yet?
Besides a horrible frame rate, not really.
No, I don't really see anything. Well, to be fair, it's pretty blurry.
A lovely event that happened in Lawrence, Kansas. So this was pretty close to where I live. This is Massachusetts Street. Apparently, somebody was doing a drag the flag protest. They were taking the U.S. flag and dragging it up and down Massachusetts Street. So people got wind of this, decided that they were going to come onto Facebook and start another counter protest thing. In the counter protest, it said specifically that it decided nothing to do with race, except for the flag, all that shit, right? So they decided what's happening here. Oh, this is the part where it actually gets different. But yeah, so see, this is all they were doing was walking up and down the thing, and there was a single unpleasant incident that only happened for, well, I'm sure you'll see obvious reasons. And as a heads up, I do not condone what these individuals did. It was fucking retarded. And
I do.
Fucking do. And yeah. But let's just skip this forward a bit. Yeah, a bunch of get off my lawn. I thought that was hilarious. So here's this one in the background. Now this person is lifting up what's known as the ANCOM flag, which is anarcho-communism. So everybody starts, going in front of their car with their American flags and doing stuff like that. Now here comes the one asshole. He should pop in right here pretty quick. You won't actually see what happens because the camera blanks behind that. And then all of a sudden, you see one asshole breaking that lady's anarcho-communism flagpole. And he, for some reason, it's fucking up, but he drags it out pretty aggressively. So,
for himself.
That was the only thing that happened the entire day. Was a dickhead broke a flagpole. Cops came. Nobody, they didn't fucking do anything. And as per my statement on the Facebook page, I am pointing out that Lawrence PD should have dealt with the guy who stole the flag and broke her flagpole. He should have at the very least gotten a fine or something. Close this shit out. All right. Should have at least gotten a fine or had a problem, right? There was no fucking reason that he should have just got away with breaking it. But this all came about because our wonderful city apparently has a oh god, our wonderful city has a Black Lives Matter group.
Okay.
Black Lives Matter, and they decided they were going to call this demonstration that happened. What is really, it's just ridiculous. And yeah, what Amanda said, Just an asshole who should get
Well,
a
to be
ticket.
fair,
or
like the English have Black Lives Matter, and it really doesn't make sense considering
decided to,
the English doesn't have a problem with black people.
well, they decided to call these people walking up and down the road not only racist but a white supremacist rally.
Okay.
So it was sudden that they did that, and the major issue that I'm bringing this up is because there was a lot of very vicious reactions to it on Facebook, and for the posters' privacy, I will not be reading off their names, but here is of the issues. Very, very one of the things that was said was, if you are black, brown, native, or a target to white nationalists in any way, please be advised there's a caravan of roughly 40 to 50 white nationalist quote-unquote patriots, they put that in quotes. They have just arrived in Lawrence and more on the way. Please use caution when moving around Lawrence today in the event that any violent intimidation tactics are planned, as many of them will be armed. First and foremost, the reason that they were armed was because the people who were doing the drag the flag protest had said, go ahead and come out, we're going to have our guns. Because this is Kansas, everybody's fucking armed. And we are in a military state. So they were incited, and the other people on the what we call the defend the flag thing said, we'll bring our firearms, but will not under any circumstances attack anyone that without provocation. We will only attack in self-defense. Because all they did there to do was walk up and down with the flag because they were trying to respect it and what's that word? Venerate the son of a bitch. So somebody comes out and says, white people of LFK, we've been invaded by ignorant asshats. You can help our fellow Lawrencians of any and all colors by using your voice and presence to stand against this violent ignorance. Did you see anything violent in that?
Not really. Just saw some asshole stealing a flag.
I didn't know we were having an asshole meeting in Lawrence. I didn't get the invite.
Sorry, I didn't hear you, Rabbit. What was
that? It's pretty bad when the background noise is louder than I am.
Yeah, sorry. The next one said, dear POC friends, please be mindful of your movements around Lawrence today, especially downtown right now. The place is crawling with racist cockroaches, ready for a new civil war to start in LFK. Photos in the comments. Finally, there is... like this shit just goes on, but here's the situation. I know a lot of the people that were walking in that. 3 of them are married to Hispanic women. They have been married to them for some time. 2 of them are married to African American women, also very, very loving, happy relationships. And quite a few of them work at there's a local homeless shelter, and we have quite a few people of color that go to that homeless shelter, and there's about a person of color there. I who know exactly what they are like, because I live in Kansas. I live close enough to the south that we get white supremacists. There's none there, none standing in that situation, and trust me, I know almost every face in that goddamn thing. There's no reason. Red was like, Jazz is not ready after all. Like, bailed. God damn it, Red.
Yeah, with white supremacist thing is actual white supremacists are pretty goddamn violent, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, and these people, you know, they definitely weren't. Even if they were white supremacists, it's like, well, they didn't even cause any threat, to be honest. But the whole white supremacy thing, for instance, I say the EDL, but like the EDL now. The EDL now is pretty much just a bunch of people who are racist. They're basically reverse BLM. The racist fucktards who kind of just go into any city, mess things up. They're really violent people, and they are actually white supremacists. And then you compare it to someone who's just trying to protest a flag. It's like, okay, actual white supremacists No, we're going to focus on people who just want to protect a flag. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and like that's one of the things that was so heavily argued on because after these two groups found out about each other, they started attempting to 4chan raid each other, which didn't fucking work. But all of this started, by the way, fun fact, all of this started from a Facebook post that was added to a liberal stupidity Reddit page that was then leaked to the people in Lawrence, and then several hundred people showed up to protest this kid dragging the fucking flag up and down the street. And it was treated as if the people who were dragging the flag up and down the street were godsends, and the people who were trying to stop it were awful people. And I wanted to highlight this story because it's a good example of how we are right now, how the U.S. is being.
So
there's a point.
The problem. I can't hear you.
I know, I muted. I was saying, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was shit. What was I saying? Nope. I lost it. I'm sorry. I was gonna say something and I blanked.
God, Misty is such a disappointment.
Especially after dark. The thing about it is there comes a point in every country where it's going to have these sort of additional growing pains. But this is one of those sad, sorry fact of the matter of it is people were bringing their children to walk up and down this road with that goddamn flag in their hands. And that should be safe. Lawrence is one of the most liberal cities in Kansas. And nobody's ever done anything stupid. This wasn't an attack on anybody. It's walking up and down with a damn flag. Let them do it. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's what I was trying to say. The thing is that if it was the other wrong, for instance, in a feminist rally, we don't automatically assume that all feminists are just gonna scream autistically, but there's a massive majority of them that do it, and that's where our problem lies. Well, their problem is more of a case of like, oh, the majority of people are peaceful and just want to protest peacefully. Oh, but there's this one black child, so that means he's the majority. It's like, no, they focused on the very minority and try and say this is everything. Well, we focus on the majority and we try to say this isn't everything, and it becomes a whole clusterfuck, to be honest.
Yeah. Fortunately, these kinds of situations happen more and more frequently, and it's just people expressing their opinions suddenly being monsters for doing so. And I mean, shoe on the other foot.
Yeah. Remember someone when I was in college, I remember someone fucking getting kicked out for being quote unquote a white supremacist. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He just said what he thought the immigration policy should be.
So, out of curiosity, Rabbit, you are of a darker persuasion, are you not?
Some days.
Huh?
Some days.
Some days. Anything about that video, except for the douchebag breaking the flagpole at the end, which is on Lawrence's. That's Lawrence's shit. They done fucked that up. But did you see anything white supremacy there? Anything that you would consider anti?
Speaking as a white supremacist, no.
Fuck you, man.
I was quite disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants an ethno state.
He wants a fluff no state. Keep in mind, I share the show to my Facebook as well. So hear me out on that.
I remember talking to someone who actually wanted an ethno state, so I didn't tell them. I didn't tell them what color my dad was. And so he's like, and he was going like, you know, if you just change your opinion on that stuff, we can live together in an ethno state. I'm like, well, don't think it would work. Why? My dad's black.
To be fair, you know, we don't need it. Ethno state is a bad idea. I don't know if more white people, but white people suck by themselves.
Yeah.
We this all together with a bunch of other people. We do just fine, but you leave any of us alone in one place, and some shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Holocaust. You know how it goes. Can't live white people for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh god. I don't know. There's just where it's really trying to find some problems in the West, and it's like, well, if you look in the East, no, but they're not white people though. Yeah, but in the East, women are having their vaginas cut off and shit. Yeah, but they're not white people though. Fucking idiots. Like, there's actual problems, and they focus on race, and then they call people the race, and they call the other people who point that out as racists, and I'm like,
yeah,
you're the one bringing up race, mate. But yeah, idiots are just idiots.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of would have gotten at least one of the actual veteran people that I know to get their asses in here, but I don't want to have to talk to Politipod. I don't fucking wanna.
Why? Politipod is a nice guy.
But he's also Politipod.
Have you ever had Politipod on your show before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you already know why I'm saying, motherfucker.
I'm just gonna say, I think I prefer Naked Ichabod to Politipod.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, to be fair, Rabbit, you did see like everything.
Oh yeah, Rabbit's seen it. Rabbit's seen every bit of it.
I fucking seen it too, mate.
Oh,
you do realize I'm gonna hold that over your head forever.
what? That you've seen it?
Yeah, gotta keep making that joke. It's funny as fuck.
Wasn't much to see though.
Yeah, true.
Oh, fuck you, Rabbit.
It's not my fault your wife had to come to your defense.
I didn't say shit.
He's a grower, not a shower.
It is, in fact, a grower, not a shower.
I just remember Minty just like yelling that.
No, it does grow. It's not exactly the most impressive by itself. It's got to get erected.
All right, Max Bear, you know what to do.
God, you think Max Bar hasn't already done that?
Well, Max Bear's made porn of Megon and Cog, and it like is it bad? Everyone else kind of cringed at that picture, and I was kind of jealous.
Trying to get fucking Hal to come in here, but he's wasting his fucking time.
He's in a D&D stream, I think.
Yes, he's missing out on some sweet Misty conversations.
Oh God, please don't. No, he tries to embarrass me wherever I go. He's always overly sexual to me, and it's creepy.
So when I do it, it's perfectly all right.
Well, yeah, because you're a fag. I mean, you're a bi fag, but you're a fag when you get married.
Anyway. Oh, God. I've lost track of everything I was doing. Son of a bitch.
Sorry.
White supremacy, Lawrence.
It's fucking weird. What?
White supremacy, Lawrence.
Pretty sure there isn't a white supremacy Facebook.
Well,
I mean, if there is, it'd be fucking cringy as all hell.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of where I could drop this, where I might actually get some interesting people to come in here. I mean,
oh, thanks.
Rabbit, so that's some interesting people, but I'm looking for like raw shit. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's the only really topic I have aside from just shooting the shit.
He wants decent people.
Yeah.
If I was gonna talk to people about how I haven't fucked you in a few days, I would have to tell them why. Because you're being a twat. Because you've been being a twat.
It's pronounced twat.
I'm sorry, twat.
Thank you.
So I guess we can talk about YouTube's bullshit that they've been pulling with everybody.
Oh, which one is it?
Honey, I swear to God, I would fucking ball gag you.
You haven't yet.
Quit.
Walk with mine.
Jesus. Anyway. So a bunch of channels are getting flagged down. One of them specifically because they mentioned the Tide Pod Challenge. Remember that stupid shit that people do when they just yeah, that.
It's natural selection at its finest.
Apparently,
it's natural selection.
Yeah, it's natural selection. Darwinism, but
just let it happen, and then we'll be left with all the smart people.
Will we? Will we left really smart people because of that?
I think I have enough.
So, any thoughts on this whole thing about channels getting flagged down, or anything about the Tide Pod Challenge? Anything? Talk about whatever.
If you do the Tide Pod Challenge, then your channel deserves to be taken down.
Some people were just talking about it.
Oh, if that's the case, I Tide Pod. Okay, if it was just talking about it, yeah, they shouldn't be taken down. But if you're doing the Tide Pod Challenge, well, good.
Don't do that shit.
Good. Don't go to hospital.
Don't tell me. It's not bad. It's not good.
Okay. No, but with people are talking about Tide Pods Challenge, I don't. It's probably just the bot system going like, "Oh, Tide Pods in there. That means they're doing the Tide Pod Challenge, which means I have to take it down."
Yeah,
that's probably the reason.
But it's the manual review, and it was upheld.
Yeah, that's
what I mean. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's fucked. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. It's fucking Tide Pods.
It's just it's really the concept that shit's getting taken down because of it.
Shit's been taken down for the smaller stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's starting to throw me off of all the people, man. Like, I'm usually a pretty, like, neutral dude, but fuck, man, you start doing shit like that, you're fucking up everything. Fucking up the platform more than it needs to be, and it already.
It's a very controversial opinion, and a lot of people might think I'm a bit cruel with this, but I think the CEO of YouTube needs to take a step down and give it to someone else, because ever since she became CEO, that's when YouTube has been going downhill. Well, seriously, you look up the times when YouTube's going downhill and when Susan Wojcicki became CEO of YouTube. It times up almost perfectly.
It looks like your internalized misogynies are showing up again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just inject myself with the feminist gun. I'll drink my Kool-Aid. Sorry.
Last thing we need is to have another Jamestown.
Sure we do. We need to call it Washington, D.C.
Oh, hey, we actually got Jay and Hal in here.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, I've got the bully and I've got the sexual harasser in here.
Because Jay, were you a veteran?
Yeah.
Okay, and Hal, you have opinions and shit.
He's a robot too.
Right? A couple of kids decided they were going to go into Lawrence with the American flag and drag it up and down the road. A bunch of other people decided that they were going to walk up and down Mass Street on the same day carrying a shit ton of American flags. Lawrence Black Lives Matter said that the people that came with the American flags were a violent white supremacy group coming there to, and I quote, burn Lawrence to the ground.
Because they had flags?
Because they had American flags. No other race was never mentioned in the counter protests page. Never got brought up.
Oh, I mean, if I didn't miss the fight, you would have heard different news.
So I wanted to know a veteran's opinion, because I already got the token's opinion.
Well, okay. I know a lot of vets will react very poorly to what they view as the desecration of their sacred symbol, right?
Yeah.
And depending on like for example, when I was at Fort Bragg, right? Now this is a long time ago, of course, but you know, some people tried to be fucking stupid outside of or just inside of Bragg about burning a flag and shit. And for their safety, they had to be removed because you're gonna have 80,000 pissed off armed individuals. So they were still allowed to do it. They just had to be back so many feet, and the base kind of went on this semi-lockdown shit, right? So I know some vets are very partial to that sacred symbol, but other vets will say that's the whole reason why they fought or joined, is so people could desecrate the sacred symbol, which is a kind of another viewpoint. And my viewpoint is, what else do you expect? Leftists hate everything. It's R&K selection theory, man. They hate everything about the place they're at, and they'd rather have the strong people from another group come in and demolish the strong people of their current group. So the behavior, even though I don't know anything about the story, the behavior is not to be unexpected, just because leftists are always, you know, mentally ill. So that's my 2 cents. How do you like them apples?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Appreciate the 2 cents tossed in. Jay, I know Jay's gonna have a very detailed opinion, but Al, what do you got to say about all this?
I'm gonna simplify my opinion to hell. Everyone's got their own opinion, and they're allowed to say it. That's why the First Amendment is recognized in the U.S. I don't agree with the people who say they do want to destroy, burn, or whatever flags, but they're of their full opinion. But the subject really is more about this one group trying to claim that the other group was just wanting to burn them alive or whatever it is. I don't know if Lawrence is a person or a city, but
Place. It's a town, Lawrence,
place.
Kansas.
Okay. Then I think that's a leap in logic there.
I love that. I don't know, man. Like the whole thing was just this ridiculous concept. I don't understand it. I don't know why the hell everybody was so antsy about it, but people freaked the hell out, and it was ridiculous. The whole concept of it is like, I knew a lot of the people that were there because I don't live very fucking far from Lawrence. I mean, it's like
But
half an hour away.
do you have to? I have to raise a counterpoint.
And like I knew these
I
people.
have to raise a counterpoint to that. Think about it.
Oh, what? What's up?
You haven't fucked your wife today, therefore your point is invalid.
I do it when I feel like it, Rabbit.
I can fuck her if you want.
Who's gonna take a point?
I mean, man, I'm sitting there.
What?
I will be right goddamn there. Miss Steam said she'd fuck you.
Good 12.
One.
I will fuck you.
I didn't say I would. I just said I'd be watching it first.
You can watch it if you put a bag over your head. I mean,
I won't have sex with anybody.
No.
You know, I know that pisses people off, but you know,
The one being cut this time.
I mean, there's people I want to have sex with for sure, but it ain't gonna happen. What's the point about it?
have you heard about crisps for women? Non-crunchy.
I showed you that.
It's like non-crunchy crisps and no powder on your fingers.
Doritos with no powder and no crunch. It's
So
a
it's
soggy
dough.
tortilla chip.
So it's basically dough. I don't know why you would hate that. I love the crunch. I love licking my fingers after you eat crisps because it tastes lovely and it's awesome. It's
Why not?
okay.
Say that shit.
Well,
I like crisps.
simple, Smith Steam. It's because you like it hard, crunchy.
Yeah, I
are
like
super
it hard.
You like
Like
less
me
apple.
or him?
Okay, so what happened with the Lawrence thing? Like, what's Lawrence? Who is Lawrence? And do I care?
Is actually one of the most liberal towns here in Kansas. They have a lot of interesting shops. It's basically like a small town.
Okay, how do you mean the word liberal? Please define.
I mean, far left.
Oh,
Well, the term
It's
liberal
least
and
right
leftist
wing.
usually has two different meanings, but
Yeah.
liberal
'Cause you can be-
literally means just progression, moving forward, change, while left tends to mean economic control by government.
Yeah. Because
well,
you can be a right wing. You can be a right wing liberal, or a left wing conservative.
okay.
Oh god.
Not even
It
gonna,
usually sounds contradictory, but it is indeed possible.
not even gonna get in that talk. I'm just curious
No.
about. this
It's fine.
stuff.
Let me
Well-
preface this. Round one, fight.
Well, no, I'm not in the. I'm not. Yeah.
Not in the
so
It's like
mindset.
it's like Mr. Dapton. He's a right-wing liberal, I think.
who?
And Rabbit, I think, is going to bed.
Oh no.
Thanks for joining the coffee.
Ow.
So,
Exactly is this background going on here?
So in this
It's
particular
minty.
town. Go ahead.
okay. All I heard was in this particular town.
So in a particular town, not too far away from you, some people did some stupid shit to get attention.
Well,
basically.
At first, it did not seem like it was going to be eventful. A bunch of people walking up on the road, and then somebody brought out the ANCOM flag.
Oh,
And
Retardation.
a very ill-advised young man decided he was going to break the flagpole and steal the flag. And then
Sorry.
so they stole the American flag, or they stole the ANCOM flag?
the anarcho-communist flag.
No, I know what it is. I know what the flag is. I was just identifying which flag, which sacred symbol got stolen.
Okay, it was the ANCOM flag is the one that got stolen. I'm only saying it because it's very much possible that the my audience might not know what ANCOM is.
Really?
Man, I don't know what my fucking audience knows. I don't know. Almost 300 subscribers now. I don't fucking know.
It's fine.
To be fair, anarcho-socialists are actually more violent than anarcho-communists. So
Oh, that's a possibility.
be lucky.
No.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, anarcho-socialists are just really violent motherfuckers. That's all.
Yeah, you're not gonna
Because-
talk. I swear to God, you're not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go. Blood vomit. I'm not gonna.
What?
I don't know. That was funny.
Holds barred, Ray. If you want to go into some word vomit, please feel free.
I mean, it's gonna be the same thing I say all the time, and you guys already know it.
Yeah, but I shared this one on my Facebook, so it'll be great.
Okay. Anybody who believes in government, or i.e., the monopolization of force, by very definition, they're a socialist. So, to those of us on my side, you know, who come from my point of view, yeah, there is no difference between an anarcho-socialist, or a socialist and a communist, and they're contradictory terms, being anarcho or a socialist. And we have this big battle with commies all the time, because if you believe that the group can make a decision for the individual, then by very definition, the individual is not in charge of their own life. And that's the very basis of it.
Well, let's put it this way. I know they're contradictory, like anarcho, communist, anarcho-capitalist. I know it's a contradictory name. We put the name aside. What anarcho-socialists do is they believe, so anarcho-communists would tend to attack people using like anything other than a gun. Well,
socialists in general, that's all
anarcho-socialists,
socialists in general.
they
I mean,
think that well, if they're white supremacists, might as well kill them.
right.
Let's keep in mind there may be a divide here between the people in the U.S. and the people in name an English country.
Name an England country? Is that what you said?
What the fuck ever? Name a European country. Jesus, fucking work with me here, asshole.
Germany's pretty good. It's pretty good comparison because
Example-wise,
Germany anarcho-socialists. There's a lot of anarcho-socialists in Germany. They actually have their own group.
So Germany is
kind
trying
of
socialism.
kind of like Antifa, but they think that Antifa are pussies.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember what they're called because they're in a German name, of course. But they're fucking dangerous as fuck. They actually break into people's houses and beat the shit out of them and all that stuff. Which,
Please tell me these guys call themselves the National Socialist Workers' Party of Germany.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, you're not wrong for thinking that, but
No, but here's the thing. To me, and this is gonna like, I know Red would get really pissed off, and Red won't want to hear this, but
he came in.
No, I like Red. I really do like Red. I mean, we could be neighbor. I could see us being neighbors, right? But his viewpoints lead to communism, and he's a conservative. So to me, he would be a socialist.
Don't you really call everyone who doesn't 100% agree with your economic system socialist, though?
No, by very technical definition, anybody who is not for self-regulation, like if you want somebody else to regulate other people, by very definition, that's a socialist, man. So I'm okay with people like paying for their consequences of their actions, because I have to, you know. I'm still paying for the consequences of my actions that I did years ago. Now, do I believe in mercy? Yes. Do I believe in forgiveness? Yes, of course. But I also understand, man, that like at some point in time, you have to be responsible for yourself, and to either get somebody else to put a gun to somebody else's head for you to get aid, or for you to put a gun to somebody else's head. Both of those scenarios are socialist behaviors. So, like, I don't care, like, if the trainees want to cut off their genitalia and become an opposite sex, great, more power to you. You just stopped your reproductive ability. Fantastic. Wait a generation, you'll all be dead. I don't care. I win. I have to do nothing. You know, if you want to smoke crack, great, go ahead. Pretty soon you'll be dead. I don't have to worry about you anymore. You know, I mean, it sounds kind of harsh, but like I would rather like try to talk you out of those behaviors. But at the end, it's your choice to do that behavior, and you're the one that has to pay the price.
Actually, it's actually a traditional socialist state between the overthrow of capitalism and the realization of communism. I've literally just Googled it. That's what it says. Another one says a political and economic theory of socialist organizations with advocates that means of production, distribution, exchange should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. As a whole is a very, very important term here because it means everything should be regulated, and I don't think everything should be regulated.
Well, that's actually communism. Communism is the collective ownership of the means.
No, I literally just Googled the definition of socialism. If you want me to Google the definition of communism,
I know what I'm saying is, okay, capitalism is the individual ownership of the means of production. Socialism is the control of the means of production by taxation or regulation. Communism is the complete control, is the collective ownership of the means of production. Socialism has the mechanism used to get to communism.
I thought we were talking about dicks burning flags.
No, I mean, just saying, you know. So that's the economic descriptions. Again, I'm kind of the rare breed of, you know, knock yourself out. If you touch me, I'm going to kill you.
All right. So,
you know,
a question that has actually been brought up quite a few times in the, I guess let's call it a discussion on the Facebook page. People have said that people wearing the American flag as a pattern on clothing is negative. It's very
well, then
through illegal means, technically, yes.
Then with that logic, then they can't wear the communist flag because it's offensive to some people.
Waka waka.
there's a technicality in this, and it is written into law, but it's very rarely an invoked law that says you can't desecrate the U.S. flag in certain ways. With the wearing of it, that's a technical thing. Like, depends on who is enforcing the law. Will it be enforced?
Well, actually, the Supreme Court shot down the right about holding up the flag codes because it's a free speech issue.
Oh, Jesus, man!
Sorry, dropped the phone.
You're gonna have to repeat literally everything.
Well, the phone was on the steering wheel itself. But yeah, the Supreme Court finds that you could desecrate, wear, worship whatever your sacred symbol, i.e. the American flag or whatever flag you want, and it's perfectly fine which is why I said some vets are perfectly fine with you destroying the sacred symbol, because that's the very reason why, in their mind, why they fought in the military in the first place. Now, I also know it's like, remember that part in Die Hard 2 where you go to Harlem and you basically call everybody a nigger? It's probably not a good idea in certain neighborhoods. You know, it's just one of those, you know, there you go. You know what I mean?
You know, I read something that a person actually burned the English flag, and apparently no one had a problem with it.
I heard Jay was talking shit.
Oh shit!
Uh
The host with the almost. It's the mighty red robot.
What is up, my triggers?
Boobs.
Please,
that's what.
Please don't get angry at Jay. He's just.
Oh no, I've gone beyond getting angry. It's just when Jay has his everybody I don't agree with is a socialist moment. These days, I just laugh because it's basically one of those where it's, you know, when someone intellectually fails at arguments and can't see nuance at all, this is what they resort to. It's kind of sad, really.
I mean, to be fair, like, it's kind of funny when people call me a socialist. It's like, I'm pretty much almost a complete capitalist. I'm just not going to go anarcho-capitalist because I know some things won't work if it's not regulated.
Yeah, there's practicalities that you can't avoid to some extent. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes.
Well,
in a perfect society, it would work, but guess what? The world ain't perfect.
Pretty much.
Well, if you're going to make the utilitarian...
Assholes exist.
I'm just going to be a schmuck.
Why am I looking at a...
Don't get angry, get even.
Am I looking at a boob at the side of my head there?
Argument?
I have no idea.
You have to be very careful because you're the one who might be sacrificed in the name of the group.
I mean, hell, I want to die in combat. And yes, I was looking at a boob there right next to my head, wasn't I?
It was Jay's. It's kind of hard to keep everything running correctly. Cut me some slack, Al.
It's fine.
Put a pair of tits right next to my face.
Well, you know I like you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like you too. I just think that you've gotten so far into your intellectual navel gazing that you can't tell the difference between the types of people that disagree with you anymore. And it's kind of sad. It's unfortunate because you're smarter than that. But you know, if that's the way you want to be about it, that's fine.
It's weird if you say that because, like, I haven't, like, if you noticed, I haven't been on open Twitter in months, and I hardly say anything in any chat room.
Mm.
Oh no, I just read the rules.
I've been having the weirdest day for some reason.
Yeah, I've been erect for the past 4 hours. So I need to see my doctor.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I blame Miss Steam.
For my problem or yours?
I'm sorry. I'm
So what's
sorry. I'm a woman. And I have tits.
It's okay. It's okay. We like them. It's just, it's just one of those things. It happens.
It's one of those things. You can't
So,
help it.
Ren, what's your take on all this?
Well, I only caught part of what was going on because I had to restart my computer again. So
Again.
Well,
what was the thing that we're talking about?
well, there was a bunch of little twats that were going to take the American flag, drag it up and down a street. And then there was another group that came in. We're like, we're going to just walk up and down the road carrying an American flag. So, yeah, no harm, no foul. And then they do that. And then Lawrence Black Lives Matter decides they're going to say that the people that came in with the American flags are white supremacists, white nationalists, racists, and all the people of color needed to stay inside.
Wow. So basically slander and possibly incitement.
Slander. I actually think I might be able to. Let me crop one of the. Be right back. Let me just crop.
They also incited harm onto the protesters protesting. I confused myself.
Always.
I'm sorry, I get confused easily.
Did anybody? I mean, you could take this example or any other example, but does anybody else think that they do this because they simply just want attention and they're not thinking about the long-term consequences of their actions?
I don't know.
I don't know if you guys can even read that because it's like backwards for me.
If you are native or
Black.
Post that Black Lives Matter Lawrence, Kansas put out in regards to this event.
What if you're a mixed race? What if you're a mixed race person, but your skin appears white? You just one of them, or you're a minority?
Yeah, my cousins. Or wait, are they my cousins? Wait, they're my mother's cousins' kids, so that would make them my second cousins?
What?
I don't know.
He's trying to figure out something.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out some family. My mother's cousin got married to a black guy. They had kids. Kids ended up mostly looking white other than their huge ass noses. But basically them. Like in those cases, what are they considered? Like they're half white, half black.
Well, by older viewpoints, you had each like 1/32 drop of blood or some crap like that. That was black. You were considered by the old black code. Somebody will have to correct me on the actual number, but Red would probably know, or Icky would probably know. It used to be a thing. Like it used to be like if you had this percentage of black in you, even though you could be completely albino, they're like, "You're a dirty blankety 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 blankety. You better drink the special water fountain."
Jesus Christ!
Water fountain.
Well, that's like
that's the way it was.
Oh right, okay. I only heard special water fountain out of all of that.
Well, it's like as like SJWs would if let's say a brother and a sister, the sister was white and the brother was mixed race, but you can tell he's mixed race, sort of thing. And the thing is that they would treat the girl like shit, while treat the brother like a fucking saint or something, even though they're of the same relation, they have the same dad. It doesn't matter to them. like they will take any reasoning. Like for instance, they'll try and say that the white girl, like she was adopted, or she, well obviously her mother cheated on her father. Or actually they'll try and rationalize it as much as they can.
Goddamn.
Or they would just say like, "Oh, you're straight out lying," and it's like, no, but like even if you have DNA tests, they'll still deny it. They'll actively turn their heads away to not see it. So that's what a racist is. Racist will literally say no to the evidence, even though it's clearly in their fucking face.
Well, but okay, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but maybe not, right?
Isn't everything we've been saying sounded weird?
Huh?
I'm messing with y'all. Go ahead.
But no, I was going to bring up, there is a case that I heard of. Now, I like the situation or the circumstance that this individual was in, but that being said, there was a white chick who they were doing a DNA test because she was trying to get government benefits, and they were like, "Oh, well, these aren't your kids," and they were like, "Yes." The woman would go, "Yes, they are my kids," and they were like, "Your DNA is not there." Blah blah blah. Well, she got denied services. She ended up getting knocked up again, and literally the doctor there, when she gave birth, when they did a DNA test on that child also DNA didn't match the mom, and they were like, "That's impossible." So, this is the stupid thing. This is the thing, like, about the whole flags deal or like the label shit. It's like if we can find a way to put you in a box and isolate you, people will do it, and they could use it for good things or they could use it for bad things. So that's just kind of meh. There you go.
DNA tests were mostly run off of blood type, right?
What?
What?
DNA tests, their primary target is to look at blood type.
Well, but this was to prove that this lady was the actual mother of these children, because again,
yeah, I know, and it's still flawed in that sense because it's off of blood type. But with, let's say, I'm O, I think, but my mother is AB something. We don't match. We can't share, or we can't transfuse blood. But there's still other ways to go about it. But through the primary system of it, I'm not considered as, her kid. That's only through the cheapest way of testing it, which most hospitals are required to do because it's cheap and not a whole lot of bastards will pay the bills.
See,
I had a DNA test with my dad's mom didn't know if my dad was my dad. So I had a DNA test and it came up as 98%. So yeah, it must be like a rare case, or it just plain didn't happen. I don't know, but I like to go with a rare case. Because most of the time it just comes up as either accurate or inaccurate. Right.
Well, the funny thing is that a lot of the DNA testing companies, right? And they've been it's been opened, they've been busted about giving false information. And part of that is because they don't have a big enough data bank. And also part of that is all you're doing is you're catching the edge of the lineage of the female offspring and the edge of the male offspring, and it basically makes a Y. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but even by it makes a V or whatever, right? It doesn't account for the stuff in the middle. So your family could have lived in country X for 1,000 years, but because this one marker was there, they're going to pinpoint you to a different location. because we have no way of actually tagging every being.
There's actually a site called Ancestry.com where you send them a DNA sample and they actually trace what type of races you are in the DNA. It's actually pretty cool. I know this because YouTubers actually were promoting it at one point. It costs like £100, and they give you like pinpoints on where your DNA says you might have been. 9 times out of 10, people have actually found family members through that.
They're okay. On if you're using certain markers, you can detect certain things. But what I'm saying is, humans like to have sex, right? And when you have sex, babies is usually the offspring, right? So people have been mixing them up for thousands of years. So everybody is basically a mutt at this point in time, unless you're a completely inbred, but obviously we know the side effects of that, and we know this from the genetic isolation that from like Mongolia, whatever, how everybody's related and they all have the same pluses and minuses of that behavior. This is why I think a lot of this is kind of like me. I mean, this is going to sound stupid, but I take a very atheist approach to it. Like, as long as you're consenting adults sticking to each other, I don't care.
Okay.
I
don't know how that's an atheist thing, but okay.
Well, no, it's all of this is related. All of this stuff is all related to everything. One group will always be envious of another group, whether it's a right envy or incorrect envy, and so they will do anything they can to acquire the goods or services of the group that they're envying. And it's most seen against Jews historically. But it applies to every group. If you thought if the native, whatever the population was, were feeling that they got robbed or whatever, they're going to deflect their anger. If you're picking targets, basically, it's just whoever the flavor of the month is. It could be women, it could be atheists, it could be gays, it could be who the hell ever. But it's all based off of envy. Hopefully that made sense.
Okay, I don't. No, I actually don't. You were muffled most of the time, so I actually didn't.
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm in the.
You're not coming through clearly.
Well, I'm in the car and I'm on the phone, so.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was just I don't exactly know what you said or like.
Well, okay. It's okay. Well, it's not important because it's not really important.
It's more of a case of you're kind of explaining something that I don't know where you're coming at, to be honest, because you just went in 3 different places and then you were muffled as well, so I couldn't actually quite make out what you were saying. So I'm just in confused state.
Kind of where I'm coming from, at least this stage anyway, is that these activities, right? You're stealing someone's sacred symbol, you want to desecrate it, you want to hold your sacred symbol up high, any of that stuff, right? Both the pride and the of a particular thing. Huh?
Sorry, I got a cough.
It's okay. Both the pride in something and the hatred of a particular thing is all based on envy. And so this is there. People always hate successful people, whether they earned it or didn't earn it. And we know this throughout history. For every revolution there's ever been, anybody who's had money, even if they were the most honest and decent human being on the planet, if they happen to have a little bit more than somebody else, they were deemed a target, right? And then the first people they go after. And it's true regardless of race, culture, religion, blah, 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 blah. You name it. Now, sometimes it's merited because if you know a bunch of guys who got their wealth through theft, right, with guns and robbery and stuff, obviously that's one view. But the other view, which you see a lot more of, is the envy part of it, where they take on the whole victim culture and all that stuff, is if they're just basically capitalists. You know, if they're just good businessmen and made good decisions. That's kind of like what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay, that made more sense. Sorry.
This bleeds over into genetics, by the way. I mean, it really does. If you're making poor decisions,
what?
Huh? No, into genetics, right?
Genetics.
Oh, genetics.
Into genetics.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought we said
spreading
religion. I was going like, wait, what? How does this bleed over to religion? I don't.
Well, no, it does that too. But I'm just going to stay on the genetic level because, like,
okay,
you know, right? So, like, let's say you're having a lot of unprotected sex, right? Well, you're passing on your DNA, right? So if you have any issues that you know, like the lowest form of procreation, if you're going from a kind of an evolutionary standpoint, is rape, right? Because you want to have your genes passed forward, but you don't have the skill set or attractiveness or whatever to attract a regular mate. So you're going to forcibly implant your genetic material into a host, right?
That is a really awkward way to put it, but yeah.
Well, yeah,
it's kind of an awkward.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not just in humans. I mean, other animals do this too.
Elephants, dolphins.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the whole thing is, right, and this is why I again brought up R&K selection theory, because it talks about this kind of stuff. And even Dawkins, who I can't stand, would talk about this kind of thing. And looking at it from that perspective, I can fully see why certain groups would be hated because of certain things. I didn't mean I agree with it. I'm just saying I understand. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay.
I don't. What?
As we speak.
I don't. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, and I can't. And
it's also like 5:30 in the morning where you're at.
About the topic, if you really want to sit through multiple hour lectures, but I'm sure no one wants to do that.
It's my brain. My brain just can't understand certain things, and I have to like give me a minute to think about it.
In the morning.
Yeah, and I had 14 hours sleep. So what? No, my brain won't wrap around it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not.
Oh, I'm gonna end up having to tie you to. I am not finishing that. I heard myself before I finished it.
But if you want to kind of look, there's a couple books, a couple different theories, but I forget the second one's name, but I can send you a video where they talk about R&K. But there's another one called I can't remember the name, but I can send you videos, and so you can look this stuff up yourself. And terrible as it may seem, it explains a whole lot about a whole lot.
I think you're gonna have to give me those videos because my brain is not going to let this go, and it's gonna be like, what was he trying to say?
Well, that's okay. I mean, most people don't understand what I'm saying anymore anyway, unless you're, because like I spend more time now other than like consoling people about certain issues, talking about film stuff because if you try to even go to certain topics with certain people now, and I mean this in real life too, they can get it on one aspect, but then they refuse to apply it all the way through, and so you have to literally explain the same thing over and over again and put in the new whatever qualifier they have, and it's
No,
like
I think the problem. I think the problem is I got I don't learn normally as most people, so I don't. It doesn't get in my brain as.
No, don't take that out what I was saying as a bash. Please don't. I mean, I didn't know this either. I didn't even know this research existed. And I started looking into some things, and that's how I came across it. And it's like, oh my God, this explains. This is scary about how accurate it is. You know. But I'll send you some videos like right now. I'll send you. I'll send you some, and you can make up your own mind. You know what I mean? But it is kind of weird because I can back up what's being said.
Because I don't think my brain's gonna wrap around it anytime soon.
That's okay. There's no rush. I mean, you have other concerns. Like I have other concerns right now besides, the myriad of other things people are angry about. I literally have my concerns about. I need to find a job and get out of the town I live in. That's kind of like that's all I'm caring about right now.
Yeah, fair point to worry about.
Yeah, just saying. I don't.
As a side note, that was addressed in the Facebook thing was what the flag itself means. Is it just a piece of cloth, or what is the meaning behind it? So,
do you want like symbolic things of everything about it, or?
Well, let's just go with the basic. What does the flag mean to you guys? To each of you individually. With this team, we're gonna have to say Union Jack rather than fucking
Old Glory.
Old Glory. So let's what do you got? What do you got?
So, in my opinion, it's just recognition, really, of various ideas of humanity. Like the reason the word rights were used in the U.S. Constitution was because these are things you are going to innately do, whether there's a law about it or not. For example, First Amendment, you're going to have an opinion no matter what. Really, all the Constitution does is say, hey, we recognize these and we won't make the active attempt, which was broken some time ago, like 80 years ago, I want to say, is when they first started being obvious about breaking them. But in the case of the U.S. flag, it's just a recognition, in my opinion.
Well, you have to understand symbols, man. I mean, every group has their sacred symbol that they can point to and go, that's what we stand for. It embodies what they stand for. You can see it in religion. You can see it in political movements. I mean, you can see it in the atheists too, right? They got their old symbol for the atom. Everybody has to. I mean, even ANCAP's got their sacred symbol too. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying anything. But the thing is, because every group has their sacred symbol and will defend what they have attributed to that magical sacred symbol, they're going to react a particular way. But also, you were bringing up basically what they call negative and positive rights, and I got videos on that too if you want to look at them.
I'm just I see something on. God damn it! I'm looking at something on Twitter called Philly Loot Crew.
The what in the who?
I've got no fucking idea. It looks absolutely ridiculous, but I don't see a. There's one where fucking they have Ben Shapiro holding a gun. Jesus fucking Christ! Like I don't know what's going on. Something about the goddamn Super Bowl. Let me hashtag Super Bowl here and see what's going on.
Did who won? I mean, not like care, but my
Apparently
parents.
the Eagles did, and I'm terrified to go to work tomorrow because I work with a guy from Philadelphia. I'm scared.
I heard about the sport and the thing and the team that won and thing and stuff, and I have no idea.
Well, I mean, my parents made a big deal about going to some. They went to a party where they watched half the game and then they came home, and then I left their house, and then I said, "How long does the Super Bowl last?" And they're like, "Oh, it's only halfway done." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I've got other things I'm thinking about than you know."
So apparently, yes. God damn, there is rioting going on over the fucking Super Bowl.
Of course, there is.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Jesus fuck.
Moron's got a moron.
Breaking shit, setting fires. I don't know. One of the things says "Fly Eagles Fly," but apparently, I don't know who won. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. Philadelphians caused chaos in the streets. This is the Hollywood Reporter. I don't know how reliable a source these motherfuckers are, but fireworks went off, car horns blared, and a canopy collapsed. The rain held in Philadelphia most of the day dissipated. People across the city filled with sports bars, apartments, and houses. They all had one destination, Broad Street. It was time for celebration 58 years in the making. On Sunday evening, just as Nick Foles led the Philadelphia Eagles to a surprise Super Bowl victory over the New England Patriots in Minneapolis, the scene more than 1,000 miles away in Philly was jubilation and pandemonium. Yeah, so it's looking like, they're flipped over a car, they're setting fires, jumping up on hotel canopies and falling on their asses.
See, I guess this is why I like engineering games better, because at least most of the participants, even if they lose, it's a win-win, you know what I mean? Because the viewpoint is we all just got better by learning how to do whatever. So, you know?
This is kind of like a really controversial opinion, considering there's Americans in here. But I don't really have emotional connection to any flag. So I can see the outrage. It's just I don't understand why people go such lengths to protect it.
We go back to sports ball.
I mean, if you want to put this in like religious terms, this is why so many people are upset about the crucifixion urine kind of thing, even though they didn't go and bomb any buildings kind of deal. But, you know, this is why they say all speech is political speech, because, and all art is political, because you're trying to make a statement, you're trying to get a rise out of somebody. Or an emotional reaction, either for like, hey, we have to go save the whales, or we're like, oh, group X sucks, let's fuck them, you know?
I'm sorry, let's fuck them?
Oh, no, like beat them up. You know, like they're the bad guys, they're the enemy.
I prefer the implied term.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I don't. The symbols, I don't really get why people so are connected to it, I guess. Like, for instance, some people are willing to die for the flag, and I'm like, whoa, no cloth is worth your life, mate.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's not the physical object itself. It's.
Well, no, I mean, there's been people who literally died because literally killed themselves because they just
about that particular bit of cloth, in the sense it's what it represents. I mean, that's the whole point of people dragging it through the mud and stepping on it, because they're deliberately trying to disrespect what it stands for.
That's true, but then again, it does fall under free speech, and we wouldn't be able to.
No, I'm not saying people shouldn't be able to, but I mean the point of it is that you can't literally take a whiz on a nation, but you can do it by proxy.
Yeah.
And conversely,
That's
you
the
can
word I
defend
was
it by
trying to
you
think
can't
of.
literally defend an entire nation by yourself. You can defend it by proxy.
I disagree. I can pee on a nation. I do it all the time.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. In any
Wait,
way that matters.
what?
Yeah.
No,
Wait,
but
what?
same idea, Brett, take the same idea
Use the
and
toilet like
project it,
everyone else. Sorry.
right? Or much bigger or much smaller, it all still works, right? This is why there are certain groups that hold their sacred symbols above all else, and they, you know, it depends on how they view their radicalism, but some people radicalize and go and cause harm. Other people radicalize and isolate and detach from society. It's the natural gravitation, natural segregation. You know what I mean? Like the Amish, right? They hold up their sacred symbols to such a degree that they don't want to integrate. You know, other people hold their sacred symbols to such a degree that they have to plaster it on everything. You know, just saying. You know,
What Asian are you pissing on every day?
I love how that's the complex argument you have, Hal. That's
No, I'm literally curious about this. I mean, whatever gets you off, but what? Think about it. You want to explain that statement you had earlier, please?
What?
Ichabod ended up saying that he pissed on an Asian every day, and I'm legitimately curious about it.
Asian?
Hey, they charge money for
Asian.
They charge money to piss on them, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
Charge
I
lots, but damn.
I think like hold on to your traditions, true, but I don't think your traditions should dictate your life or anything. I think it should just be more of a case of respect it, and if someone else is disrespecting it, you can give them your opinion. Just you know, you can protest, sure, but you know, 9 times out of 10, you probably won't change that person's opinion, and they have free speech anyway. So, I mean,
I think part of the thing is if you don't, how does the saying go? If you don't,
I'm actually more concerned about. I'm actually more concerned about the threat that they cause, because that could actually be brought to court. I mean, they threatened to kill those people. Now that's something that actually is worrying.
This on an Asian?
What the shit? I'll run. Let's piss on some Asians.
I mean, Asians kind of like that thing though, but
on an Asian?
Piss on some Asians. I'm not sure that's what we would.
My grandpa walks by and he looks at me weird for saying that.
I'm not sure if we could call that appropriate behavior there, Misty. Just pissing on it.
Wait, what? Well,
or how?
Well, no, I mean, how?
goddamn.
I mean, Japanese girls are into like some weird shit anyway. I mean, have you seen Japanese porn?
No.
I mean, come on.
You know this full and well, no.
I know you did.
Let's see all
Send you Asian porn.
Closest thing
No, I
I've
don't
ever
do
seen
Asian
to
porn,
that
I've
is
seen
that
it.
stupid anime you've showed me.
Hey, you started it.
That's not porn though. That's anime. That just happens to have a lot of fucking in it.
Oh, so Miss Steam sent you some Asian porn then?
It's fucking Devilman Crybaby as well.
No, sometimes she actually does send me real
I have
porn.
not gotten a chance to see that.
I mean, I share porn with you, but it's normally like furry stuff, things you hate.
To be fair though, I really do like that cartoon though. is really well done, in my opinion.
And Crybaby's really cool, and they followed. They didn't do the. They actually followed like most of their stuff wasn't from manga. Most of it was actual biblical stuff, and they didn't change anything to please the religious audience either. They stuck with the Old Testament as they should, and so it's very refreshing.
Oh yeah, I mean,
oh, the ending is so cool.
Now we're talking about anime.
I'm sorry.
Hey, we were talking about gore porn, which apparently she gets off on.
Let's not talk about gore porn anymore. There's some issues there with the YouTube's terms of service agreement.
Let's be honest.
I'm not into gore porn.
As soon as we breathe air.
Porn. He just
fucking monetize the channel anyway. Not the point.
He's just being an asshole because he is.
I'd just rather not lose it. I don't give a shit about being monetized or not. I'd rather not lose the fucking channel.
There's that.
It'll be 10 years. This sad little location. I'd like to stay here.
I mean, we can talk about different kinds of porn.
We can talk about the flag still, but I'm pretty sure I probably pissed off people now.
Oh yeah,
because I don't identify with the flag, unfortunately.
So
sorry.
Two brought up in the chat. Total Madness asks, Steam, what about chicks with dicks / tentacles?
I'm sorry, what? You know what? I don't want to know.
If you're not into chicks with dicks / tentacles, then there's something wrong with you. Duh.
Oh, so you're not a fan of the futa, the tentacle porn?
I don't know what
No,
that means.
I said if you're not into it, there's something wrong with you.
Okay, so I'm asking you for a definitive statement. Miss Steam, do you watch futa porn?
Yes.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
What
It's
that
fucking
means.
chicks. It's fucking anime chicks with dicks. How do you not like that? That's just straight.
That's a point.
And here is the other thing. Chris Borski.
Wait,
I'm
what?
an adult.
What'd you say?
You're an adult.
Ichabod, what'd you say? You cut out.
Something about pissing on Chris Worski, but not Adam Worski. And then Hunley brought up
Not Asians.
let her rip, but
Maybe if I'm attracted to Chris Worski and I had a dick, maybe.
Chris Worski.
Is he the Asian one or the white one?
Yeah, he's the
That's
Asian one.
not. We need definitive answers on this show. Who here is attracted to Chris Worski?
Like if I had a dick, then I would probably like jizz on Chris Worski. He seems like a nice bloke.
Which one's that one?
He's the Asian one.
Okay, so we're still talking about pissing on Asians.
I never mentioned pissing on Asians. You started this, Hal.
No, don't
I
lie.
mean, like Chris Wolski's a nice guy, and if I was attracted to him, then maybe I would I don't know, piss on him.
I mean, overall,
But it's not my.
Andy.
I
He's
mean,
a bad dude.
I don't think it's my thing though.
I mean, Andy Worski's not a bad dude.
Why the fuck
Yeah,
are we still
but
talking about pissing on Asians?
Yeah, but I'm not. But I don't like Andy Wolski that much. He's kind of annoying at times.
Yeah. Drax says, "Wait, we jizzed on him? What? Jesus, Steve."
Well, I mean, if he,
Miss Steam
I don't know, like if he pays me like a shit ton of money, that will and a citizenship to USA. I mean, maybe.
Sham bridge.
Hey, I'm working on it. I mean, what?
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a sham. You are not genuinely wildly in love with Miss Steam.
I'm working working on it. I'm
What
working
now?
on it. Well, you can blow me.
Hey, little Hal hasn't gotten
No.
some action in a long time.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Statement, Miss Team. Which do you prefer, Hal or little Hal?
Do I have to answer?
You absolutely have to answer.
Oh, I pick. I pick Red the Robot.
Hooray!
Damn it.
So Red,
Looks like I gotta
what do
kill
you
Red
want?
now.
I didn't
Travels
want
and
to answer that question. Wait, what's that?
out of curiosity, can we of the Citrus Quest get a preview of what your hashtag will be for the next Travels and Tumblr Space?
I don't know if there's going to be another Travels and Tumblr Space anytime soon. The series is on hiatus.
Damn, I you didn't fucking mention that to me, sir.
Well, there's a reason why there hasn't been one in 2 months.
Well, I assume taking a break.
Yeah, I don't see. The trouble is, it's a very difficult series to do. It's actually very time consuming.
Yeah.
And the problem is, I'm not having as much fun with it as I used to. And if I'm not enjoying it, it's kind of hard to get up the enthusiasm. I might do. I might do more with it, but really what I need is some good ideas, because I've done a lot of the obvious, and no matter how I tried, I couldn't find anything good for the holidays, and cannot bring myself to do Black History Month again.
Do porn.
It's actually really difficult to do that. When I did the episode about anti-pornography,
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you literally recording yourself fucking someone.
Oh no, nobody wants to see that.
No, I don't want to be on camera though.
I read.
But I don't want to be on camera though.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm
You're
sure we
safe. I couldn't get to you from here anyway. See, that's you were asking me, I think yesterday, earlier about, I was mentioning the thing about, girls that are way younger than me, and I'm like, well, you flirt with me all the time. Yes, because between you and I, it's always going to be a hypothetical, unless somehow you end up in the States. If we ever meet in person, I'm probably going to be much nicer and less flirty to you than I am over the internet, because then it goes from being hypothetical to being, oh God, that I'm actually like being picking on someone in real life. That's a whole different story, No,
it's to be fair, Reg. I kind of see you as kind of like a dad figure.
Everybody does.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
it's fine.
Don't.
My entire life, I've either been a brother figure or a dad figure to everybody but a handful of women. And those women I have fucked.
Oh, it's okay, Red. I'd spank you like a bitch.
Yeah, but you're not my type, sadly.
I mean, it's like the
Don't
I
be
know
homophobic.
I know with Ichabod, he's kind of like an overprotective friend sort of thing. So,
meanwhile, here I am just being creepy.
I could start being like you, just not as blatant.
What's that? What's that fucking noise? What's that?
Nothing at all.
All I could hear was a buzzing.
Red. How about you and I work together roundabout and do a series finale for Travels in Tumblr Space, and we can do the one I've been suggesting for months. Homestuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, the other thing I was thinking about continuing the series, but scaling it back, just doing shorter episodes.
Like going in meta.
Because the thing is, when it's a 20-minute episode, I need enough material, and sometimes that's the hard part. Finding a couple posts, that's one thing. Finding enough for a full episode, that's sometimes the problem.
Oh, I assure you that there's more than enough for the we can even make it even better. Just leave it as the standard length, but do Homestuck, Undertale, and Five Nights at Freddy's in one big combo series finale.
Oh God! Just call it fandoms.
Hashtag fandom.
Can't y'all just record porn?
Hal, if I record, I'll tell you what, Hal, I'll record porn, but only if it's with Miss Steam. Do you still want it?
You know what? Little Hal is better than Big Hal.
I'm not sure what the difference is.
Little Hal is my penis.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, that still brings up the question, what's the difference?
That only makes sense if it's Hal's penis.
Why are you people shipping me with people?
I don't know, because I've been trying to get in your pants
because you have Hal, and then you have Hal 9000, and then Hal 900 is his penis.
Also, why do you make porn of me, you fucking weirdos?
I didn't say it. I've neither confirmed nor denied the accusation.
It's just the way life is.
Right now. I regret that phrasing.
It's just the way life is sometimes, all it is.
Alright, so today we talked about Black Lives Matter in Lawrence, Kansas. We talked about apparently the leading riot because every time.
Talk about penises.
There is.
Is there anything anybody else about before I conclude the show, The Citrus Quest After Dark? Anybody?
I'm being sexually harassed. Help me.
It's are great.
I just
sorry.
Sometimes you get the impression that there are people whose only the only joy they seem to get out of life is ruining things for other people. And that's a sad form of existence.
And what do we call?
Red.
What?
And what do we call those people?
Pals.
Fuckers. We call those people fuckers.
Oh, I like my name better.
Fair enough.
Feminists?
Nah, there's subclasses
like
of these fuckers.
And
just call them those fuckers.
Or hows. Call them
Is
hows.
that the answer you were looking for, Jay? Was socialists?
The problem is, I like you. You amuse me. I don't like those people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's.
I swear to God,
people with bad ideas out there, and that's what I was going to end out with is that. But
I just, I kind of want to say sometimes there are ideas that are worth opposing. There are ideas that are worth defending.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, by extension, the symbols of those ideas are worth defending and worth dragging down.
They're monkeys worth spanking.
Yeah, there we go. Monkeys worth spanking.
Jesus.
I have had this one subject on my mind all day.
I'm being sexually harassed by people. Help. Help. I was dragged here against my will. Help.
You dragged here against your will.
I was dragged here against my will. Don't disprove that. You have to believe everything I said. I'm a woman.
You and I have both said that is not an argument.
The only argument you have right now is to take the top off.
The thing I'm going to tell you guys here is my honest opinion on the situation. There are genuinely likable people out there who have shitty ideas, shitty concepts that they shouldn't ever legitimately believe in. People do terrible things.
I like Jay.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about Jay. I'm talking about shitty people. But
Yeah.
Jay's
Sorry.
his opinions may not
Sorry,
be great, but they exist.
I'm sorry, I had to make that joke.
But one of the things that I've learned slowly but surely as a minister has been that I have to try to see the good in people. And sometimes that gets me into trouble. Of course, this is the thing that happens. This is the thing that I can't avoid. Sometimes I'm going to get in trouble. But if you are a genuinely likable person, I'm going to say, hey, you're cool. We can shoot the shit. If you are not a genuinely likable person, then you better start handling that blue whale. If you don't, Ahud Al-Azim's going to have to shove a fucking flipper up your ass because I don't particularly give a shit about what you do anymore. I would like to thank everybody who has been here. That includes Red Robot, Miss Steam, Jay the Magic Robot, Hal, White Rabbit. Was that it? I think that was it.
Little Hal. You forgot Little Hal.
Okay. Here. By the way, for the audience who doesn't know, Little Hal is my penis. Feel free to.
He called it Little Hal just to piss off Hal.
Yes, that is why my penis is named Little Hal. It's an irritant.
And yet I wear it like a badge.
It's a little
I'm
Hal.
disturbed that your penis is somehow an irritant. That worries me. Man.
Hey, you stick it in the wrong hole. Every penis is an irritant.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that.
Thank you all for watching. I've got raccoon shit to do. You're all going to go deaf for a minute because I do. So good luck on that. Guys, for watching. Tune in tomorrow when we might have a Tranimate Girl. And if I can get Toon off his fucking ass, I'm going to get him on here too. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time.
Au revoir, arrivederci, aloha, sayonara, so long, goodbye.
Kill me.
Kyle.
He took me back to East Atlanta.
This goes on for a while.
All but my heart is in Havana.
What is that shit music?
Havana. How you doing? When he came in, he said, "There's a lot of girls I can do it." But I can't wait. Doing forever in a minute. That's how and Thomas says he got Milo in him. Got me feeling like ooh. I knew it when I met him. I loved him when I left him. Got me feeling like ooh. And then I had to tell him I had to go. Oh, na 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 na. Havana, oh, na na. Half of my heart is in Havana, oh, na na. He took me